time to get into our round number 12. Just 3 games remaining today. Gentlemen, take it away.
Round 12 of the ESL Katowice Royale is live, and we're riding on with Saf and Zayt, and oh boy, if other people are dropping on them, this is going to be the closest thing we've seen to a pub game start with everybody in Tilted Towers. But for now, they're drifting up. We've seen them drop so many times.
Changing it up a little bit, and yeah, I hope we can see some of that action going on.
And that means Bizzle and Demo have extra competition over at Dusty.
Yep.
Aiden and Nick Merckx, we've talked about a lot over at Tilted, sticking to that game plan for the most part. So they haven't really got a whole lot of points from it, but that's that aggro play and how it's a lot trickier to make it work in this points format, where a lot of the points are in placements and then mixing in eliminations alongside. So this is a very, very precarious engage between Zexro and Vinny. You can see everybody just peeking, but not committing to a fight yet. As Aim Hero is trying to get higher and higher. Can't quite find what he's looking for, and his loadout is pretty sparse right now, enough to get the job done.
They're both shielded up and the others aren't.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised to see Amir and Faxfox pushing up a little bit here. They do not have any shields. Vinny and Zexro, they do have pretty good inventory going on. They have good inventory, they have shields, and as soon as they land a hit on either Aim Hero or Faxfox, they'll notice that they have no shields, and they will just start to push up. Probably Metro going down in Tilted.
Metro down very early as Maki and Ryux, another duo that we haven't seen too much from this weekend, actually picking up a big elimination for themselves. This is what we're talking about. A few elims can change the complexion of the scoreboard as we go into the last couple of rounds, as Maki takes a lot of damage from Jules and Mies. As they're going to build down, try and trade some of this back, but that's Jules getting dropped as Ryux was able to.
Oh my god, that guy just got one
down,
pump.
and as he goes into the box, who's
the
going to come out ahead?
heck?
It's
Let's
Mies.
go, Aiden
He's
wins
gonna
these.
drop Ryux. There's dynamite ticking
Let's
somewhere.
go! Wait,
Just going down
fighting
quick.
Oh, that's not it. That's not
elimination
so
for granted.
shut up.
That's
We're in
something
the
you want to
library.
do. Stick with your teammate. Push up together.
Why
can't your brain be as big as
No,
yours?
bro, from that dynamite.
hell?
Second
They-
elimination from
their
Ryux as
stream
he
is in
drops down
6K
to try and
bitrate on
convert the
1080p. I
duo
can't see anything.
for that third of the game, and he's going to play this slower, going to try and just own this entire area, almost boxing
surprised
Mies
Nick
in
Aiden having
like a
third parties
rat trap
fight,
here
by
at
the
this point. But look, Mies has found his
Oh,
way
nice.
out of the trap and is trying to
They're
turn
not?
it back
Where'd they
around
go?
for himself. Klingers has another one, trying to disrupt this, does tag the shields, and look at how low Maki is. Maki thought he maybe had Mies completely trapped, but it's gone the other way.
Because I like how Marky just rotated around that area and picked up all of the loot as it did, but he did end up losing high ground over it and trying to make his way out. I'm not sure if he's want to engage or yeah, he does want to engage, and he reclaims high ground.
He's got that compact SMG here as well if he wants to shred through some wood. Does get damage off at first, and now the hunt is on for Maki as he tries to go. 2 big things popping up in the action feed as Zexro has eliminated Faxfox. That was the fight over
he
Viking
got
that
both.
we were
Let's
tracking
go.
earlier on, but that fight will persist for a long time as they've actually dropped all the way away from Viking on this exchange, but they're still in the safe zone because it's focused down in the southwest of this map for the first zone.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure they, as you see, Sector has 2 eliminations, so they clean up Viking, making their way down here in Stadium. Kuna is alone. We know his teammate Mitro.
Oh, Mies taken out as Maki secures the 3rd elimination for the duo.
As you do have to use those materials very efficiently to make sure you don't take any unnecessary hits. Look at this, Cloud is landing and turning around with that heavy AR and landing a hit on Jar.
Yeah, and we didn't see 7SK7 and Jamslate in the last game, I feel, but they have been doing exceptionally well over the last few, rounds. Yesterday specifically, like 7SK7 had the eliminations racked up. It's only today that we've really seen the big numbers they put up. I think they had 9 in one game. That got obliterated in the last 2 games where Camo and Zayt and Saf both put up massive numbers for themselves. And
very consistent indeed. But let's see if they can make their way out of Salt here. Oh, goes down by Jamside.
Yeah, Jamside's going to try and convert this into elimination, but he's got to be careful because he's a
Oh my
little
God.
bit
Oh my
in
gosh.
a treacherous position as well, as Ares is trying his best to pick off anyone
Oh.
he can, but runs comes right into that shotgun, and Ares is out of round 12.
We see Fall in history here. They hear that there's been a fight going on and they want a piece of the action.
Yeah, the vultures circling to try and pick off anything that they can from the scraps, and that's history.
That pump,
getting
though.
knocked
Okay.
down. They've bitten off a little bit more than they could chew. As far now has to 1v2. It's Jamside and 7 SSK7 trying to convert
Demo
this. And
died.
Bizzle and Demo
What
in
the
the
heck?
action
They
feed
died
have
instantly.
dropped as well. Another one of our league leaders that we've been looking at all the way through. You just saw it in the top of your screen confirming that elimination. As far is trying to bring history back into the game, but look at 7 SSK7. He's knocking on that door, trying to find anything that he can. This is a long red storm surge that's become active, but 7 SSK7 hasn't been able to convert it. As far actually eliminates him from the game. Mistiming out of the Russian and Belarusian duo. A lot of experience watching and playing alongside them in some of the competitive games that we've had on Europe, and they seem to be doing quite well, but 72 hours, this is as far from European as you can get. This is NA duo is trying to lock down a few more eliminations for themselves. Can't quite find the
This is
angle.
their game, RPG and heavy.
Now should be the end
And
of this
minis.
engage.
Has a rocket launcher,
Bro,
will
this
work
is their
in their
game.
favor.
100%
However,
they
only
actually have
one
nutty loot.
rocket, so that's not a lot to work with. we do have
Chap.
another team here. We do have
Tom and
Liquid
Chap
Vivid
won
here
this
together
game
with
with Tug of
Coach.
Beer.
Oh,
Just
they're right
hanging
next to
out
each other.
nearby. We'll probably
Oh,
decide
2
to
half-pots and a
capitalize
rift.
if
Oh my-
someone
this is their game.
If someone
Yeah,
This
they
is
have
it.
about
All the
10 bullets
Liquid
each,
fans
by the
have
way.
their
I bet.
heart
well,
in their
you know, they have
mouth
RPG,
right
it's
now
okay,
because
it's
of
okay.
just the way that they're bunching together. They don't want to see a team kill, but at this point, they really could just use any points that they can get, and that's why you're seeing so much crossfire come through. Everybody looking for these picks as the rotations start to come through.
And as we see, a lot of more aggressivity going on over here as the circle starts to move into the zone. And like we mentioned earlier, players do have to pick it up a bit here. We've started to notice a bunch of eliminations in the same for the same couple of teams. Domentos over there by Greasy River, all alone, knocked in the zone.
This has been perhaps one of the most aggressive games
Dude,
we've
they have
seen,
no
where
ammo
everybody's just trying to
whatsoever.
tag every.
He is sitting on a rift to go,
So exposed.
and yeah, there's so many explosives going
no.
on. And
Wait.
this is a
He's actually
just like
griefing
the
them.
zone guarding
Oh.
going on.
Oh,
just in time.
Oh, just in time getting them out of there. That was a very smart use of that rift to go, because Vivid and Poach had almost 100% locked down those eliminations if that RPG had hit with the dynamite combination. But now Vivid and Poach have to turn their attention elsewhere and look to get themselves further into that safe zone. Oh, I wonder whether we're going to get to that mountain climb, as people are going to have to build up, utilize the vertical game as well up the side. The terrain, this is one of these moments where it actually has that impact, and you can see some of the players that get left behind and straggle down at the bottom will get caught, and they will end up falling to the zone, because you have to beat the zone up that mountain. Otherwise, it is incredibly difficult. You basically have to choose to
Whoa,
fight
Eric got
if you
Vivid.
get caught.
And
in it.
Poach,
Yeah,
rip.
that's true. We do see Poach and Vivi going down in the action feed by Trippa and as well Eric. Just a beautiful spot here by Trippa and Boyer. They can just see everything coming. Oh, beautiful hits.
Holy!
Almost down. Very, very low. Trippa and Boyer currently ranked number 3.
That
And
position.
elimination. Now they're up to 3.
Bro,
That
that's something
position
Eric
just
would do,
peeking
bro.
out through the floor and just getting this beautiful
died
angle.
though, but-
That's what we were talking about. They made it up on the high ground early, and that means everybody has to come towards them. And there's so many
Zexro's down.
exposed
He got full
angles,
kills.
So many people. Zexro did just fall, as I think that was Airwax and Nikov were able to get an elimination there. Animal and Aspect are still up in this game as well. Another duo that is hovering just outside of the top, I believe, trying to make their way into the leader position. How tricky is this zone? Looking at it, it looks like it runs right along the outside of the mountain.
So it's going to touch. It's going to go through the mountain, right?
Right.
It's not going to go around. So all these players on low ground are going to have a real issue getting up unless they have a rift to go.
We know there are a few on the field, and there are a few launch pads that are already down, so there will be a little bit of resistance. You can see people starting to fly up and make their way around, but it certainly is a whole lot trickier. There we go. The mountain edge cuts directly through the safe zone, so we basically are split on 2 levels completely here in the game, and the subsequent circles are going to determine it, and the RPGs from the high ground are going to do it as well, because it is so difficult to build up, and you can see that come into effect by how many many eliminations just racked up. We lost Smeef, we lost Vinny. Vinny has dropped in this game, and who is still there? Sinnoh and Envy with the absolute high ground now at the top. Zayt and Saf up there as well. Boya, Cripper still alive. Margins down at the bottom. There's a few other duos left in this, but this is a very tricky situation to be in.
What's that?
It's going back up on the mountain, so whoever's on top right now will have a clear advantage.
Yes, and as you said, it is back directly over the mountain, so now has to
guys
be the
lower
rift to
are
go,
dead.
so we've
Every
seen
single
them
person lower
already.
is dead.
So for Saf and Zayt, they are okay. They're in a fine situation. They don't have that
Oh
ultimate
God,
high
it
ground,
is
but
going on
they
top.
may
Oh,
be
no.
able to retake it.
What is this
Sinnoh
game?
And Envy, who dropped down. I wonder whether they don't have the materials to build over the top.
We saw Boya going down there as well. Probably
Oh,
so
no.
Vind is down. Violin trying to clutch it out, but they are at the bottom of the mountain. There's no real way to get out of there unless you have a rift like
The
we mentioned.
RPG play going
Zayt
for
and
height.
Saf are gonna take
Oh,
this fight against
I think they got
Envy.
it.
And Sinnoh right at the top of Aspect. They're trading as much as they can.
Zayt got a
Aspect
kill.
comes in on the side. Sinnoh up to 3 eliminations for himself. This is such a
Bro, they're about
compact
to
fight.
go back
They have
So
height.
many
They have height.
People have been
They
dropped down
win.
at the bottom, including
Here's an
Nicklob.
RPG to just
I'm
rain down on
looking
people.
to see whether Awax is still alive, his duo.
And Zayt and Saf, they have high ground once again. Just look at their inventory. It's looking really good for them. And oh, Cripper going down eventually.
There's that high ground. It was
That's
Saf
6
who picked
kills.
up that elimination, and they are doing an incredible
snap.
job.
Guys,
They
go
are
high
the
ground. It
only
doesn't matter.
team
It
so
doesn't
far
matter. It
to
doesn't
pick
matter.
up
You know
2
that.
victory royales,
The
and they
RPG.
could very
Ooh,
well be
Rift as
closing
well.
in on another. X8 drops in on
Oh
them, but
my
does he
God.
drop? He gets knocked down. X8 doesn't convert it. Now they are just guarding this high ground.
You can't challenge the kings of high
Wait,
ground.
where's he going?
Without getting punished.
Wait.
Look at that.
Wait, what?
And they're going up to 7.
And they still have the high ground despite dropping
RPG.
because they're going to
And
try
that
and
guy's
use this
dead.
RPG
Rip,
to
he's
pick up as
gone.
many as
Bro,
they can.
are
Zayt,
they gonna
I
get more
believe, did
kills?
get the elimination credit for that. He did, as that was Razaru and Zayt and Saf are having the game
Jesus,
of their
dude, they're
lives.
popping
As they are
off.
up to 8 eliminations, they are 90 points clear already on the field, and this is a fantastic performance.
This is just insane to me. I do not believe, I do not know how this is possible at
Saf
this
just
point.
got Stompy as
Oh,
well. There's only
no,
5
that was the
players
guy he
left.
knocked.
4 duos. It's them against the world.
Wait,
As
what the-
Vato is desperately trying to stay in this.
Jesus.
Shinken is on the edge of the storm, and Zayt and Saf, they've played the late game so fantastically. They've used the rift to go to keep themselves alive, and they have the high ground. This is beautiful. They're letting Shinken and Stompy fight against each other for safety as this zone transfers across. They're dying to the storm. There's almost no real way for them to get through in time.
They can just stay on top and just wait this out. Just look at that Shinken just fighting there, trying to hold on for his dear life.
They're trying to down to 1, and it's only
getting 11
Shinken that
kills,
survives.
or-
Zayt and Saf are trying to convert, and they do!
Unbelievable!
3 victory
Unbelievable.
royales for Zayt and Saf, and surely that's it. Surely they've put enough points between themselves and the rest of the field with an incredible round 12 win.
I don't know how they do it. It's just unbelievable.
That RPG
Royale.
is so good, man.
I have no words.
It's ridiculous.